But the point about intimacy in marriage is that simply taking off your clothes does not bring intimacy. Hi there, I'm Dr. Carol, and I want to talk to the married person where intimacy is broken. You are not experiencing the beautiful, whole, one flesh experience that God designed you to experience in marriage. Whether you are having sex or not having sex, things are not going well. Now, there is an assumption that the Christian church has made that sadly is just not true. And that is that if you and your spouse are Christians, that marriage should work. This gets into the sexual area too, is that if you are keeping your sexuality between you and your spouse and you're not going outside of your marriage for sex, that you should be okay. And that's the checkbox that you've got to keep. Now, it certainly is true that if you are married, going outside your marriage for sex is not the thing to do. But those assumptions about marriage and sex in too much of the Christian church, sadly, that often doesn't work. It's just not enough. And I hear from couples, both husbands and wives, all the time, where intimacy in marriage is just not happening. There is either no sex happening, or the sex that is happening is life-taking, not life-giving. I want you to think about the way God originally designed for this whole thing to work. God created you with the need, desire, and capacity for intimacy. One whole human being connecting with another whole human being. The sexual part of that, sex, God designed to be connected with intimacy within the covenant of marriage. Sex, intimacy, and covenant together in a beautiful threefold cord. But you know that evil and sin messed all that up. There's plenty of times when intimacy is not there, even when sex is there, and whether sex is happening in marriage or not, and there's sex outside of marriage, and covenant. So all of that has been broken up. But the point about intimacy in marriage is that simply taking off your clothes does not bring intimacy. Sex, when there are walls around your heart, just creates destruction, not intimacy. That scripture in Genesis, when it says, the man and the woman, they were naked and unashamed, that did not only refer to no clothes on their bodies, but there was no barrier between them emotionally or spiritually. Physically, emotionally, and spiritually, no walls, no barriers, no covering. Taking the clothes off your body doesn't bring intimacy if there are still coverings over your heart, your soul, your mind. So how do you deal with that? If there's no intimacy in marriage and there's walls around your heart, what do? This takes getting underneath the surface. I have discovered in talking with thousands of men and women and couples that most of the time it's not about behaviors. It's about matters of the heart. And that's why I'm inviting you to our online digital course, Sexpectations, yoursexpectations.com. Before you can truly experience intimacy with your spouse, you have to deal with the stuff going on in your own heart. I'm not saying that your spouse doesn't have issues. I am saying that your part, dealing with the stuff in your own soul, and then you become able to experience intimacy. Yoursexpectations.com. This is an online course that will help you deal with your sexual story, all of it. The good, the not so good, and perhaps the ugly, and look at it with honesty and compassion. That's how Jesus looks at your sexual story. And then you'll find the transformation and healing that Jesus invites you into and be able to write the next chapter of your story with hope. YourSexpectations.com. And I pray that you embark on this journey so that you become able to experience the intimacy that you desire and that God created you for. YourSexpectations.com. And God bless you.